NERDSoul.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody who did an amazing job on this film. We have our star, our executive producer, co-producer, Elise Neal. Sorry, Elise Neal, our co-producer, is star. We have our other star, he played Dylan. I'm sorry, he's Dylan, who played...
Dylan the villain.
Jax Gas.
Dylan the villain.
Dylan the villain, that's what he was called all day on set. Dylan McNamara. We also have our director and writer of the film. Give it up for Damon Jamal. Next, we have one of our producers of the film and casting director, Leah Butler. We got a lot of people on this cast. Next, we have our other producer, Henry Butler. Who we got down here? What?
We got one of our other producers, Haqq Shabazz.
Give it up for Haqq Shabazz.
And then on the end there, we got one of our other executive producers, Damone Smith.
Give it up one more time. Now, Damon, I want to start with you because you wrote the film. So can you tell us what sparked the creation of this film?
Well, it really all started with Dave. Dave's over here in the building in the back. Dave, I had to start in the beginning. We put together a concept, and then I came through and put my demonic brain into it. And, we came up with a pretty dope screenplay, I believe, which, I wanted to have a strong female black heroine. Not a damsel in distress. And my idea of it was like just to, you got the LAPD looking for her, you got the FBI looking for her, you got her husband looking for her, but at the end of the day, she doesn't need anybody. She does it herself. Feel me?
Give it up for that. Now, Elise, when you came onto this project, tell us how you captured Tally. Like, how'd you get into character to become Tally for this role?
First of all, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. I really appreciate you guys. It's different when you see people watching for the first time. But for me, when I read this script from Damon and Leah and I had talked about it, I really just wanted people to see, levels that I could give to a story, where a lot of people forget that, my career started with something like Rosewood and something deep, but then, quickly got known for doing comedy. So for me, it was like, well, this is pretty much the deepest, darkest way I could go to let people know that I could, handle something like this. But figuring out how to play her was very hard because it's, when you have no words and you're afraid, it's like you really have just your eyes and you have, that's pretty much it. And then for me, it's like, you're afraid that if you do too much, then, he's going to shoot you. So he's like, facts. So, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being able to, play that muscle and figure her out and take the journey. So, and Dylan made it really easy to take the journey because he's really such a sweetheart, but he definitely, and we had talked about it, like, he's like, you sure you want me? I'm like, yeah, just go for it. Just go for it. And then I was like, shoot, why did I tell him to go for it? But it also helped with telling the story. So that's pretty much my process.
And you killed that. Let me go ahead. You killed that role. Literally killed that role. We're going to pass it on to Dylan. Can you tell us about your character and how you came to cope all of just everything about him?
Yeah, well, Dax is a super chill dude, so it was pretty easy to get into character. He's just very misunderstood. It was, I don't know, it was kind of, there wasn't like fortunately, I didn't have like a ton of time to prepare. It was kind of like, know your shit now and let's go. So there wasn't like a lot of overthinking. It's just, I mean, a lot of the answers were on paper. So like his dialogue alone, like how many times did I say the F word, like in the molestation and all that. So I just read it a few times, and I created a playlist of what I thought Dax would listen to, and I kind of just listened to that religiously, and then did a bunch of other. I invited my family, so I'm not gonna go too deep into this. Some of the stuff I had to get into that dude's head, but yeah, interesting film to bring my family to for sure. But yeah, I mean, just went with whatever felt true, whatever felt right. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does. Now, Leah, you casted this. Like, how was it finding Dylan, finding Elise, finding all the characters for this role?
Well, first I want to give props to Christy Holiday. Christy Holiday is my associate. She actually took the lead on casting because, I want to give props to Christy because she was the one that took the lead on casting because Black and I were really into just mainly executive producing and then quickly became boots on the ground producers. But in terms of finding Elise, I think Elise was always just like the first choice. It was never a doubt. We had a list of actors that we discussed in the office when we were first talking about it, and it was Elise. He kept just saying it was Elise. I said, okay, well, let me see if I can get her. And fortunately, I know her personally, but I called her up. I wanted to do the right thing in terms of protocol and call her representatives and have her come in and meet with Damon, and so they could talk through the script and talk through the roles and things that she had questions and concerns about, and then also offer her, a producer credit as well. And we got to fix those credits because I was looking at that. So we got to make sure. Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. But at any rate, that is sort of how that came into play. With Dylan had actually auditioned, and again, I have to give Christy props because she was the one who actually found Dylan. I did not find Dylan, so I'm not going to take credit for that. But originally, we had another actor, and I'm just being transparent with everybody, and it didn't work out. And the reason it didn't work out was because it was supposed to be Dylan. Right. Do you know what I mean?
It was made for him.
It was, listen, when he auditioned, we knew it was him to begin with. And, you gotta play like, oh, we need a name, we need a star, we go through that whole motion, and then you realize, no, it's really who's best for the role. And he was so phenomenal. Both of them, they showed up and showed out every single day without, nobody ever complained. And again, we did it on a shoestring budget, and it was just, I thank both of them because they did phenomenal jobs.
I got a quick comment.
Let's say one thing to that real quick. Hold on, let's say this real quick. What she forgot to mention is that I read for her for 7 years before I finally booked something. I was in that office for 7 years before I finally booked something. That's all I wanted to say. We forgot that part of the story.
I see why you snatched the mic from me. I'm gonna say this.
Twice since then, right?
That's true.
Now he's coming out of another.
But real quick on that, like Leah said, Elise had originally come in and we talked about the script and the character and everything, and she was all into it and she was all excited to play this role, and so that got me extra excited. So that was beautiful. And then when Dylan read, like Leah said, Dylan had read for the script, but we actually cast somebody else. Didn't work out. Went back to Dylan, who was for sure the best person for like he was so much the best person for the role when he read, because you had left the room. Christy was in there and she read with them. She was reading opposite, and when he left the room, she was like, "That guy scares me." Serious, she wasn't playing. She was like, "That guy scares me," and that's how I knew he was the one.
My next question was going to be over to our producers around here. You said you were boots on the ground. So, Black, how much boots on the ground were you doing on this film?
First of all, I want to say thank you to Damon Jamal for tricking us into doing this movie.
Here we go. Here we go.
I said thanks. Yeah, it was really, the experience was crazy. Like, we were really boots on the ground. Like, I think that people thought of the PA the most of the film. Like, honestly, like I literally did PA work and everything from catering, PA work, money, got beat up, fussed at every day. I did a lot of fussing and cussing at everybody else. Like, me and Damon just got finished cussing each other out on our last edit. Like, but at the end of the day, like, I'm happy with the finished material. I think we had a good crew. Everybody was dedicated. It was cold, y'all. Like, it was cold that night at the ditch. Like, I feel so sorry for Elise. Like, I promise you one day that Elise was on the ground and somebody left her there, I wanted to beat up everybody on the set that night. I promise you. Like, it was cold, y'all. Like, for real. So hats off to Elise for, like, just being out there, and Dylan. I mean, they don't want to.
I still can't believe what they went through.
Yeah, like, I couldn't have did it. Like, I couldn't be an actor, y'all. Hats off to actors, hats off to directors, hats off to, I hate y'all job. Dylan, Leah said we had an actor before, and we did have an actor showed up first day. Big, somebody with a name. It was Chad Hanks, I will say it, and he had already committed. We literally was filming. Things didn't work out, and we was like, we don't know what we're gonna do, we don't know what we do. And we literally set the set down for a couple of days because he quit on us. And the first day, he quit on the first day. Like, he worked for 2 hours. We shouldn't even hire him. Like, it was over.
He sucked that bad?
Yeah, it was 2 hours, he was done. He was better than us. He was better than everybody there. So that's what happened, you know. And Dylan, like, when we got Dylan, because I had seen how he was playing the part, and he did a couple of scenes, and we got Dylan, I was like, what the fuck we had him for? That's really how I felt. Like, Dylan was it. Like, he really was. Like, he had the name, this guy had the chops, and this guy gonna be great, you guys. Like, it might be 7 more years and 7 more whatever, but whenever it happens for you, Dylan, it's gonna happen for you, baby. Like, for real.
And we have our other executive producers down here. I want to know what made you guys pick up a film like this and wanted to support the survival film?
Well, first of all, my name is Haqq Shabazz. What made me want to get the film, my nephew Damon wrote it and directed it, and as Black said, it is boots on the ground, phone calls 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning from Black, Damon, man, Damon. So, but on the set, the few times that I was, it was an intriguing event. I really enjoyed working with Leah, Black, and the cast. And as they say for Dylan, man, I knew he killed it, especially when I seen that motel scene. We was there all night, me, Black, and Glenn, and Leah, Glenn Plummer, and I just was said, whoa. But I got on it, like I said, because Damon and Black and Leah.
How you doing? I'm Damone Smith, and like he said, Shabazz, Damon Jamal. He gave me the script, and I read it, and I just wanted to be a part of it. Like, I've supported him in some of his other adventures. This is something that I wanted to do with him, and it worked out. And it was a pleasure working with everyone.
Hey.
And I just, I gave Dylan a lot of props, but I thought I didn't really give Elise her props like I really did need to, because Elise, like me and her, I was taking her home to San Pedro at 1 and 2, 3, 4 in the morning, having to come back to the valley. Like, it was crazy. She worked hard. Like, she's a real hard worker. She's really serious about her craft. So anybody, y'all tell people, all you people in Hollywood out here and in Hollywood, y'all better tell her y'all need to hire this girl, because she's the shit, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's a professional, she got a good heart, and she's humble as heck, y'all, for real. So, Elise, thank you a lot. Thank you for stepping up.
Thank you guys. I mean, I just wanted people to see a different side of the work that I could do, and I think if they can't see it in that, then,
Yeah.
But no, I just wanted to talk on, you guys were talking on a couple of things that I just want to say. First of all, we know this business is, a lot of names first type of things, but I wish it wasn't like that. Because you see someone as talented as this man right here.
Yeah.
And, you know, it shouldn't take someone with a name to say no for anybody that I know of my actor friends or anybody in here to get that opportunity. But I'll just say it, if you get that opportunity, you better show up and show out like he just did.
Right?
But yeah, it was, you know, I was just committed. As an actor, I was just committed. I was like, if I'm trying to escape, I wouldn't care if it was cold. So even when it was cold, I was like, I don't need the coat on, because she wouldn't have the coat on. If she saw her way out, she would just go. And so I just kept thinking of that. And every moment where I thought that Tally could get away, I just kept thinking of that. And I knew I was cold. I knew I was freezing. I knew my feet were about to fall off in the ditch in the middle of the night. But I was like, if I was her, I wouldn't care, because I'm trying to get away. So I just want to say that.
Another thing I want to touch on, Tasha, is for other filmmakers out there, we didn't really have no money, y'all. Like, this wasn't, like, we didn't have no money. We figured this out. The hotel, can I tell them about the hotel?
I don't think we got time.
Damon, can I tell them about the
I
hotel?
don't think we got time for that, Black.
No.
I don't think we have time for that.
They want to know this question. We stole all those shots in the hotel. We went to the hotel, and we gave everybody pizza. And kid, we stole all that. Like, we just, Damon did that. He taught me how to do this. He really, like, this kid right here, we're like, can we do this, Damon? He was like, what are you doing? We're doing it.
Like, okay.
We're going to jail.
Yeah, no problem. Before we get out of here, I want to have everybody in the film who participated in working behind the scenes in front of the camera, if you guys can stand up and give you guys a round of applause, because it does take a village to make this film. And I want everybody to know it doesn't just start with these 8 people up here. So thank you guys all so much for everything that you guys done in the film. I'm glad you guys can see it just like I did. And tell everybody, support. And give one more round of applause to our executive producers, directors, and leading cast up here on the stage. Thank you guys so much. And before we go, we definitely want to say,
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
We had someone working with us that was, you know, we all was very close to it. He was all very dear to us, and he committed suicide while we was working on this project. It's great. We got flowers like right there. We had a seat for him tonight. This kid was with me every day, and I didn't see it, and it just be aware of people. Like, I was with this dude every day during this film, and he committed suicide, and it was, you know, and we just want to dedicate, because he was a hard worker, he was a loving person, everybody, and we just didn't see it. And just pay attention, you guys, to the people around you guys, and just ask, and you know, I just want to put that out there.